Almost everyone aspired to have a Lamborghini, but did you realize that without Ferrari, there would be no Lamborghini? Without Ferrari, the Lamborghini Miura, the first production supercar, would never have been built. Nonetheless, if you assume Ferrari aided Lamborghini in producing a vehicle, you'd be wrong. It was Ferruccio Lamborghini's original goal with Lamborghini to create a more luxurious grand touring car of Ferrari with more refinement. In today's video, we are going to discuss the history of the Lamborghini, under what circumstances it started, and what hurdles it encountered on the way to becoming the most aspiring luxurious car of the 21st century. The rivalry between Ferrari and Ferruccio Lamborghini is where the history of the Lamborghini brand begins. In the years following World War II, Ferruccio Lamborghini started a business in the countryside outside of Bologna, Italy, where he used recycled military equipment to produce tractors. He became wealthy in the tractor industry quite rapidly. After Ferruccio Lamborghini became successful as an industrialist, he rewarded himself by buying a white Ferrari and a black Ferrari for his wife. After signing important contracts with customers, he would drive them to a nearby restaurant in his Ferrari. Unfortunately, Lamborghini was not a particularly skilled driver. His foot was constantly pressing down on the accelerator. Because of this, many trips to Ferrari factory were required to have the clutch repaired. Lamborghini finally decided to have his top mechanic at his tractor company fix the clutch after numerous attempts. After dismantling the Ferrari's engine and transmission, a Lamborghini mechanic discovered that the Ferrari's clutch was nearly identical to the clutch on one of Lamborghini's own small tractors. It was a factory-installed clutch found in every luxury sports car of the era, including Maseratis, Ferraris, and more. In addition, it was modified so that it could be used with a specific Lamborghini tractor. Lamborghini was outraged by the fact that Ferrari charged him 1,000 lire for the same component that he could have purchased from his tractor manufacturer for 10 lire. Eventually, he met Enzo Ferrari, and the two struck up a conversation. While talking, Ferruccio Lamborghini said to Enzo Ferrari, "You created your magnificent autos with my tractor components." Immediately, the extremely arrogant Enzo Ferrari said, "You are a tractor driver, you are a farmer. My vehicles are the greatest in the world, so stop moaning about them." This made Lamborghini more enraged than he already was and shot back, "Oh, yes, I am a farmer. I'll demonstrate how to construct a sports car, and then I'll build one for myself to demonstrate the specific requirements of such a vehicle." Soon after, in 1962, Lamborghini created its car-making division, and by 1963, the company had built a prototype that it displayed at auto shows. A former senior Ferrari engineer is rumored to have joined Lamborghini's sports vehicle manufacturing team. The Lamborghini 350 GT, with performance that easily outpaced Ferrari, entered in production for the first time in 1964. Since then, Ferruccio Lamborghini has produced a series of sports automobiles after the success of the Lamborghini 350 GT. Vehicles like the Jarama, Espada, Miura, and Islero could compete with high-end sports cars like Ferraris. There was a lot of praise for the 350 GT. 15 customers decided to buy the car right away. Over the next 2 years, production reached a total of 120 vehicles. The Lamborghini Miura was also an innovative car at the time. The engineers paid homage to Formula One by putting the driver in front of the engine. It was the first mass-produced automobile to use a centrally mounted engine. Instantaneously, it was seen as a success. Mr. Ferruccio was able to buy the automobile he wanted to compete with Enzo Ferrari after their tragic confrontation in Maranello. In 1967, the manufacture of the Miura began. In total, 764 cars were produced before the line was shut down in 1973. Jarama and Araco were both in development at the same time. The 1970s did not get off to a good start. In the 1970s, the world experienced an oil shortage. The world economy was hurled into a freefall that swiftly became out of anyone's control. Sales of high-end automobiles dropped by 80% in only 1 year. Even though production on the iconic Countach had begun, Ferruccio Lamborghini was compelled to sell the firm. Ferruccio stopped making cars and tractors, and no more of his vehicles were built. To escape, he retreated to his lakeside home in Perugia, Italy, which overlooks Trasimeno Lake. He decides to start making wine there. There was a subsequent addition of a hotel with amenities including a restaurant and a golf course. The estate's current name, Tenuta Lamborghini, reflects its continued use. Despite this, new management has assumed control of the facility. The iconic Lamborghini Countach arrived on the platform after a little delay. The car's futuristic shape became instantly recognizable as a hallmark of the manufacturer. Like the Miura, the engine was situated behind the driver. The change was that it was now oriented longitudinally. The design seemed to have sprung from outer space. The doors slid up to the ceiling. Nobody's ever seen something comparable. The last Countach model, built between 1988 and 1990, had a 5.2-liter V12 engine delivering 455 horsepower. Meanwhile, Lamborghini went bankrupt and changed hands repeatedly. The oil crisis drained the funds by 1978. In 1980, two Mimran brothers bought the failing company, and they ran the company for almost 10 years. In 1987, Chrysler bought the company. The Mimran brothers make a lot of money by buying a bankrupt estate and selling it to an American multinational. 1990 saw the introduction of the successor, the Countach. Lamborghini Diablo. The fastest car at that time. Like the Countach, it had a mid-mounted V12 engine. Over 3,000 cars were produced in 10 years. The company's ownership changed 3 times within the same timeframe. Initially to an Indonesian corporate group and subsequently to a Malaysian investment entity. In 1998, Audi AG purchased Lamborghini for $110 million. Audi immediately started a reorganization and modernization effort for Lamborghini. Audi built the first Lamborghini, the Murcielago, in 2001. For almost a decade, over 4,000 units in various configurations were made. Since then, Lamborghini has launched vintage supercars. The Aventador range ends in 2021. It will be replaced with an electric car soon. The 2022 Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate is the last Lamborghini Aventador ever. That's all for today's video, guys. Which Lamborghini model is your favorite, and which one do you want to one day own? Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. See you in the next video.